Fewer words, less trouble. Did you know your words can change the course of your whole life? Our words can do severe damage to our relationships, our careers, and the world around us. Words are so powerful, it can easily damage anything. God's wisdom reminds us to learn to hold our tongue and learn to speak life-giving words. We need God's wisdom to speak the right word at the right time. Wisely consider your words before you speak, rather than regret them after they are out. Once you spill out the words, you cannot take it back. So you have to think twice or thrice before speaking to someone. So ask for God's wisdom. Ask for God's guidance. Ask God to help you to hold your tongue and to speak life-giving words. குறைவான வார்த்தைகள், குறைவான பிரச்சனை. சொற்களின் மிகுதியால் பாவமில்லாமற் போகாது. அதனால புத்திமான் தன் நாவை, தன் உதடை அடக்குவான். இன்னைக்கு நம்ம புத்திமானா இருக்கலாமா? அதிகமா வார்த்தைகளை கொட்டி மற்றவங்களை காயப்படுத்துறது, மற்றவங்களை புண்படுத்துறது, மற்றவங்களை வேதனைப்படுத்துறது, இதை மாற்றிக்கொண்டு உயிர் கொடுக்கும், ஜீவன் கொடுக்கும், பிறரை வாழ வைக்கும் வார்த்தைகளை நாம் பேச வேண்டும். முயற்சி செய்வோமா? God bless you, children. So we are in the 8th chapter, Indian economy before and after independence. So what did we learn in our 7th chapter? We learned about Indian economy. We learned about the features of Indian economy, the strengths of Indian economy, the weakness of Indian economy, and the demographic trends in India. The demographic trends in India. Later on, we also saw the contributions of Indian economic thinkers. We saw the views of Thiruvalluvar, Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, J.C. Kumarappa, B.R. Ambedkar, V.K. R.V. Rao, and Amartya Kumar Sen. In this chapter, we will be studying about our economy before and after independence. So this chapter will help us to understand the experience of India during the British rule, and it will also help us to appreciate the efforts taken by the government of India after independence. Freedom is never dear at any price. It is the breath of life. What would a man not buy for living? This was given by Tyler Cowen. Before independence, India was a colony for a very long time. So what do you mean by colonialism? Colonialism refers to a system of political and social relations between two countries, of which one is the ruler and the other is its colony. So here we have two countries. One country will be the ruler and the other country will be its colony. So India is an example for this. The Britishers ruled us and India was its colony. The ruling country not only has political control over the colony, but it also determines the economic policies of the subjugated country. So the ruling country has political control. The Britishers were ruling India. So the Britishers were having complete control over the colony. காலனினா நம்ம கண்ட்ரி தான் அது காலனி. யார் நம்மளை ரூல் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தது? பிரிட்டிஷர்ஸ் ரூல் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தாங்க. அப்போ பிரிட்டிஷர்ஸ் ரூலர் பிரிட்டிஷர்ஸ் உடைய காலனி தான் எது? இந்தியா. அப்போ பிரிட்டிஷர்ஸ்க்கு பொலிட்டிக்கல் கண்ட்ரோல் நம்ம கண்ட்ரி மேல ஃபுல்லா இருந்தது. ஸோ த ரூலிங் கண்ட்ரி not only has political control over the colony, but it also determines the economic policies of the subjugated country. The ruling country only decides the economic policies of our country. Thus, the people living in a colony cannot take independent decisions. People cannot take independent decision in respect of utilization of the country's resources and important economic activities. So the people living in India, they were not able to make any independent decisions because they were ruled by the Britons. So we cannot make any independent decisions. We cannot have any economic activities of our own. Every decision was taken by the Britishers. So India had the bitter experience of colonialism. Indian economy during the British period. So how did it all start? It all started with a man called Vasco da Gama. Who was Vasco da Gama? He was a Portuguese sailor. He was the first European who came to India through Cape Good Hope in Africa. So India's sea route trade to Europe started only after the arrival of Vasco da Gama in Calicut, India on May 20, 1498. Okay, so Vasco da Gama was the first person. He has come to India 3 times. He came to India by ship. So after Vasco da Gama's arrival in India, the sea route trade from India to Europe started. The Portuguese had traded in Goa as early as 1510. In 1601, the East India Company was chartered and the English began their first inroads into the Indian Ocean. So the British Parliament sent the East India Company to India. So East India Company was an English and later a British joint stock company founded in 1600. It was formed to trade in Indian Ocean region. So this East India Company was founded to make trade in the Indian Ocean region. The company ended up seizing control of larger part of the Indian subcontinent. So slowly, this East India Company started occupying the entire India. Actually, they came to India to trade with India. இந்த ஈஸ்ட் இந்தியா கம்பெனி வந்த நோக்கம் எதுக்கு? இந்தியாவோட ஒரு ட்ரேட் பண்ணணும், இந்தியாவோட வாணிகம் வைத்து கொள்ளணும்னு வந்த அந்த கம்பெனி இந்தியாவை ரூல் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிடுச்சு. ஓகே, ஸோ in 1614, Sir Thomas Roe, he was an ambassador sent by the British. This Sir Thomas Roe came to India to get permission from Jahangir, the Mughal emperor who was ruling India at the time. So இந்த Sir Thomas வராரு இந்தியாக்குள்ள. எதுக்கு? பெர்மிஷன் வாங்க வராரு. ஜஹாங்கீர் கிட்ட இந்தியா கூட நாங்கள் ட்ரேட் வச்சுக்கிறோன்னு பெர்மிஷன் வாங்க வந்தவர் ஸ்லோவாக என்ன பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாரு? இந்தியாவில் இருந்த எல்லா ஏரியாஸையும் ஆக்கியபை பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாங்க. ஸோ East India Company established itself in India. After the Battle of Plassey, that is 100 years after the Battle of Plassey, the rule of East India Company finally did come to an end. In 1858, the power for governance of India was transferred from the East India Company EIC to the British Crown. So the power of governance was transferred from East India Company to British Crown in 1858. Britain had exploited India over a period of 2 centuries of its colonial rule. So Britain exploited India over a period of 2 centuries.